Hello and welcome. Today I have this free tutorial and pattern for you guys. It is for this scrunchie that I've put together. You can find other scrunchies like this, but what I like about my little creation here is I've added these straps with these D-clips that will hold your mask for you. And for me, it's super nice. It takes a lot of pressure off my ears when I have my 10-hour work shifts. And it's pretty easy to put together, so I decided I would put it out there for free. So these are the pattern pieces that you'll need. You will cut one of the main body and decide on what size tail that you want. You only need one piece. Or decide whether you want the long tail or the short tail. You just have to make sure to cut it on the fold. Same for the main body piece. And so when you cut those on the folds, you will end up with this nice long piece. And then for the straps, you just need two pieces, one for each strap. The pattern piece that I have is 10 centimeters by 8 centimeters because the final width for my strap is going to be 2 centimeters. So you want the 4 times the width of the strap that you need, and depending on the size D-clip that you're going to be using, you essentially just want to measure how much space you have in this little D-ring for your strap, and you want 4 times that length because you're going to be folding the strap like a bias tape in the end. So we're going to start off with I call them ribbon tails because they look like tails to me, but you're going to fold it lengthwise and you're going to stitch along each end, but you want to leave 2 inches in the center, whether it is the small one or the long one. You want to leave those 2 inches that when you turn it inside out, you will just stitch down the top of to seal that in. For the main body and for the straps, you're going to do wrong sides together and stitch just a little hem down one side. I do about 1 centimeter. You can kind of eyeball it. It doesn't have to be super exact. It doesn't have to be exactly 1 centimeter. But once you have stitched down that one side, you are going to fold it like a bias tape. So you can fold it in half, press it to make it easier so you know where the center is, but then you want to fold the 2 ends to the center and then fold that in half. You can press it to make it easier so it stays in place. And you can stitch down that one hemmed end. I'd like to just stitch down the length of it, and that'll hold it in place. And that's pretty much it for your strap. You just put that aside for now. For the whole main body, you want to put your right side facing up and take one of your straps about 3/4 of an inch or an inch from that hemmed M, and put the raw edge of your strap to the raw edge of the scrunchie body. I fold it out to the side and then fold the whole thing close. And you want to make sure not to fold the strap too close to the edge because you're gonna hem all the way down along that raw edge, sealing that strap in on the inside. So we're going to pin that in place, go all the way to the other side, and repeat the process. I do about an inch or so, like I said, from that raw edge. And just line up those raw edges, fold the strap out to the side. Make sure you're not folding it too close to that edge where you're going to sew. Fold it close. And then just pin in place again. And so you're going to stitch all the way down that raw edge. So you end up with a long tube when you're done. And so what's really nice about having those straps in there is we got to turn this inside out. So I take a safety pin, attach it to the end of one of the straps, and feed it all the way through. You pull it out, just kind of take your time with it. It takes a little bit of finagling, but you get it all the way through and it makes it a lot easier. And so then now you have the body for your scrunchie with your straps attached. Then we're going to cut a piece of elastic about 8 inches. 8 inches of elastic seems to be the sweet spot for me. And then we're going to do the same thing with the safety pin. We're going to clip it to one end and then feed it all the way through the body of our scrunchie. And you want to be careful not to let go of the one end of the elastic. I like to hold on to it with my pinky finger as I feed it through. Once we get it out on the other side, take off the safety clip and tie a knot. And once we have that knot in place, I just kind of pull it off to the side so it's deeper in the scrunchie and not in the way. Then you're going to take the raw edge of the scrunchie, tuck it into that hem side, kind of flatten it out a little bit so that you can stitch that close down. I like to do it right over that hem. And then we take our ribbon tails and you just tie it into place. You kind of mess with it a little bit to see, make it look nice. Make sure that the tails are kind of the even length. You can adjust it. I like to have the knot on one side and then kind of like the flat side on the other. And then finally for the clasps, you're just going to, this is a little, will be a little tricky in that I think the best way to do it is put the scrunchie on and figure out how much length you're going to need, and factor in that your clasp, depending on what size, mine are about 1.5 inches long. So I like to feed it through and then just kind of fold until it's at a good place. My straps for mine are a little longer than the ones that I made for my mother, so you just kind of want to measure and figure out how long of a strap you need. And then once you have your clasp on, you just do a little stitch and that's it. And you could always, redo it if it ends up being a little too long or a little too short. I like a nice stretch material, so it gives you some leeway. But these are some that I've already finished that I will be selling. The pattern's also for free, so check out the Ko-fi link. That's where you'll find it. You can donate if you like, but also look for information to see if and when I do make these to order occasionally. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you make one of these, I would love to see it. My socials are below, so you can tag me wherever. I would love to see what you make. But otherwise, thanks for watching and take care.